The Thursday night double bill installment of Emmerdale saw Gabby Thomas, played by Rosie Bentham, and Dawn Taylor, Olivia Bromley, scramble to help Will, Dean Andrews, after he'd been shot by accident. Gabby thought Jamie Tate, Alexander Lincoln, had returned to take their son Thomas and set off after the hooded man with a gun. Unfortunately, it was just Will patrolling the grounds of Home Farm and he was shot in the ear by the young mother. Gabby was adamant Dawn didn't call an ambulance as she believed if Will died she would be arrested and Jamie would be given a chance to take baby Thomas. Dawn relented and the pair carried Will, who was half-conscious, back to Home Farm to try and tend to the wound. Unfortunately, they couldn't stem the bleeding, so Dawn called Liam Kavanagh, Johnny McPherson, who rushed to the scene. Not surprisingly, he was horrified when he realized Will had been shot and told the trio they had to go to hospital. When all three refused, Liam gave in and helped clean and stitch up the gunshot wound. However, he warned Will to keep an eye on the wound in case it became infected, insisting he would need to go to A&E if it did. He also agreed not to tell anyone about treating Will as it could result in him being struck off. Gabby told Liam, "Thank you for everything. But listen, I swear it was an accident. I never meant to shoot him. You put me in this position and if somebody finds out that I didn't report it, I could get struck off," Liam warned. Will added, "She's telling the truth. It was a genuine mistake, I really don't blame her." "That might be the case," Liam began, but Gabby pleaded, "Liam, please. This is me. You know me, at one point I was even going to be your stepdaughter." "A bullet well dodged," Dawn joked as the room fell silent. "Wrong choice of words," Gabby continued. "Look, Liam, I am begging you. I've got a son, if you get the police involved and I get put in prison." Okay, I won't report it, but nobody ever finds out about this," Liam gave in. Dawn agreed, "They won't. It stays between us." While Will seems to be in good form after being checked over by Liam, his wound may well become infected. If Will doesn't keep the wound clean, he could end up with a nasty infection, which if it gets into his bloodstream, would be fatal. It's certainly likely Will could end up in hospital and fighting for his life over the accident. If Will does die, Dawn will be furious and will waste no time in explaining to the police what Gabby did. Explaining Will thought he was okay, she'll explain they didn't want to bother doctors. But now, knowing just how fatal the wound was, she'd be kicking herself for not forcing her father to go to hospital. As Gabby was the one who pulled the trigger and tried to cover up the incident, it could be she ends up in prison. With Thomas in need of a parental figure, it would make the perfect time for Jamie to swoop in and return. It would be a crushing blow for Gabby, who would realize she was stuck behind bars while Jamie raises their son. Emmerdale airs weekdays on ITV from 7:30 p.m.